Adela y Adrián, los chicos de la tienda que no debe ser nombrada. Y ya era, la hacía tarde, ¿no?
Más de una semanita.
Más de una semanita que no hacíamos un directo. Y hoy, como ya es habitual también, haremos un directo con Richard Fish.
Actor que hizo de Bill Weasley en Harry Potter y el prisionero de Azkaban.
Un Weasley. Otro Weasley. Ya llevamos otro Weasley. Qué guay.
Nos gusta.
Qué bien. Sí. Y nada, deciros que bueno, que nos va a contar un montón de cosas.
Nos habéis mandado un montón de preguntas.
Sí.
Como siempre, escogemos las más interesantes.
Sí.
Y conectaremos con él ahora para hablar.
Intentaremos conectar ahora a ver que nos cuente cómo se encuentra.
A ver si conecta.
A ver
y nada, ya queda poquito para el evento de Víctor Krum. Estamos deseosos.
Sí. Recordar que quedan pocas entradas y...
Bueno, hoy ya pidieron un montón, ¿eh?
Sí.
Entraron unos cuantos pedidos de entradas.
Pues también recordaros que estamos haciendo un TikTok de las cosas que puede firmar Víctor Krum. Bueno, Víctor Krum, Stanislav Janeski. Y
ideas, porque nos habéis preguntado.
Sí, porque nos habéis preguntado ¿y qué podría firmar y que no sé qué y que no sé cuánto? Pues deciros que vamos a ir subiendo pequeños partes de cosas que él podría firmar. A ver si os damos alguna idea que...
Y nada, y volver a repetir, ese día la tienda está cerrada y solo se puede acceder con entrada. Una persona.
Correcto.
Y nada más. Después si hay gente que también nos dijo, no, es que queríamos ir a ver ese fin de semana a la tienda, pues tendría que ser otro fin de semana, porque ese no se puede.
Ese no se puede.
No.
Nos preguntaron si el domingo abriríamos también y no sé.
Somos hijos de Dios y descansamos.
Sí, y
necesitamos descansar.
Con el estrés y los nervios de tener aquí a Stan, pues...
lo vamos a necesitar.
Creo que vamos a necesitar el domingo para descansar. Sí.
Pues vamos a ver.
Nos atiende y nos dice qué tal está y cómo se encuentra.
Hi.
Hola!
Hola.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, fine. And you?
Very good, thank you. Very warm in England for once. It's lovely.
Yes, here it's too hot.
Really?
Very, yes.
I wouldn't normally complain about heat. I'm being very British and starting off my conversation talking about the weather. I apologise for that. It's terrible. But it is amazing. It's nice for a change. So yeah, it's good to be.
Yes.
Good to be out.
Richard, do you speak Spanish?
Oh, not really. No, sorry. I took French and German at school, so yeah, I kind of languished in the Spanish department.
Okay, well, the interview will be in English, don't worry.
Brilliant. Thank God for that. Google Translate on the go.
Well, no, we'll leave it all in English and they can practice their English here.
Amazing.
Well, welcome, Richard. Thank you for your time, for having the interview with us. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm honoured.
How are you getting on well after all the lockdown? How's the situation there?
Yeah, tricky. I work in the events industry for the past sort of 5 years or so. So it's been a little bit different. Not an awful lot in the realm of people wanting to go and see live shows and things. So it's coming back slowly, which is good. Looking forward to doing some more exciting projects rather than doing the sort of humdrum activities that we've been having to do for the past year to keep events going online in hybrid events. It's all a little bit. It's not exactly as people want it to be. It's not going to be the same, unfortunately. But it's business is picking up, I hope.
Yes. Yes. Fantastic. Well, we're going to start with the interview. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, the first question: are you a Harry Potter fan?
Who? Never heard of him.
You are. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yes, absolutely. I'm kidding. Of course. Yes. I am. I didn't. I'm going to answer one of your other questions as well. The first two films I watched when they came out. I hadn't read the books, so it was a case of enjoying this at the cinema. It's fantastic. And then a little after the second film, I got called up to go and audition for a part. I had no idea what it was going to be. I was at university at the time. I was a student, so it seemed like a quick way to make some money. But as far as Harry Potter fans, yes, of course, I've read all the books now. We've seen all the movies, the subsequent spin-off movies, the merchandise, which is in fantastic array in your shop. It looks absolutely amazing. My kids, my wife, we have two beautiful daughters. They all love Harry Potter. How could you not?
Yes.
Which Hogwarts house do you belong?
Gryffindor. Has to be Gryffindor. I tried to force it to pick Ravenclaw, but something about Pottermore embraced my inner Weasley, I think.
I think so, yeah.
It's the hair. It's there's no other option, unfortunately.
Yes. Could you tell us which is your boggart?
Yes, it would definitely be a massive scorpion. I'm absolutely terrified of them. Even the thought of them is making me pick my feet off the floor. I can't imagine. They terrify me, absolutely. Or heights, but it's difficult to kind of put heights into a boggart unless it looks like you're standing on a cliff. So definitely a giant scorpion in front of me would come bursting out of that wardrobe of Professor Lupin's.
Okay. And your patronus?
A massive ginger cat that mostly sleeps and would be absolutely useless for fighting off dementors. Just kind of slowly open one eye and swish its tail a little, and the dementors would all run away terrified of this enormous cat.
Yeah.
Maybe
cat,
that's just my spirit animal rather than a patronus. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Who is your favorite character of Harry Potter films?
I do have a soft spot for Sirius Black, but I think we'd have to say it's Lupin. He's got that. He's so close to being a father figure that Harry should have had. That I feel an affinity, being a father myself. I feel an affinity with Remus. He's just that all-round good character that you hope is it's just great for Harry and the children.
Okay.
Yes. Do you like Fantastic Beasts?
Yes, the absolutely superb films. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Redmayne. I love seeing him in the work that he's done. But the sequel, what's the name of the sequel? The Right of Grindelwald. I forget the name of the film now. The second film confused the hell out of me. I have no idea how that film is supposed to end. The children had to try and explain it to me, and I still didn't get it. I was very confused. Very confusing, but cinematically amazing. Very good films. Really exciting.
Well, I watched it twice to understand and see all of it because it's quite complicated.
I think I've seen it 2.5 times and still nothing. And I think the third go through, I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to get a drink. This is crazy. I have no idea what's going on.
Can you tell us about the audition for Bill Weasley?
It was so long ago. I think it must have been. When did Azkaban come out? 2003, 2002, something around about there. So I think it was either 2001, 2002. I used to be part of a background artists agency, casting agency. So for extras, basically. As I said, I was a poor student, and I'd joined up to this agency and had got a part in a couple of episodes of Band of Brothers, which was shooting locally to where my university was. I did a few television adverts, a few background pieces in some UK TV. and a couple of movies. You can find me at the end of Legally Blonde if you look really hard. But the agency got a call from, I'm assuming from Alfonso Cuarón, saying that he needed gingers. He was looking for gingers. And I thought, yes, absolutely, I'm there. I'm yours. That's not a problem. So we turned up, and there were maybe 20 of us in this big marquee, big tent at the studios. And on the way in, you walk past all the workshops, because at the time Leavesden Studios were obviously a working studios. It's not the amazing Harry Potter studio tour that it is now. So walking from the car park through, you've got all of these pieces of scenery and props just lying around on the ground outside in the rain, like the griffins from Dumbledore's staircase with the wings that open up, just in a car park. Okay, fair enough. I recognise those because I've seen the first two films. And then Aragog just in the middle of a room, looking absolutely terrifying. And the audition essentially was, they call us up one by one, and I was the first one to be picked. I don't know if I was closest to the door or what. They opened this door. Please step this way, coming through into this room. So I enter the room. And I'm confronted with a bunch of the shooting crew and every Weasley. And I just sort of froze and went, "Whoa, wow! You guys, you all look amazing," because they're all wearing costume and everything. But it's just in a meeting room in part of Leavesden Studios. So they said, "Okay, come on in, stand next to Julie Walters." And we'll see what you look like framed on a camera. So I guess they wanted to see what we all looked like on screen. So came in, had a chat, did a bit of a wave, which is my signature piece, and they said, "Brilliant, thank you very much. Out you go." Next guy comes in, and they rinse through that for about 20 people. So in the filming world, there's a lot of time to sit around and drink cups of tea and coffee and eat biscuits and make very good use of all the catering. And they went through all the guys, and then they said to me, "Okay, great, Rich, can we have you back in again, please?" And they told me, "Yeah, that's it. We'd like to go with you." I was fantastic. I get the feeling that the reason they picked me was because I'm 6.5 foot tall, and they could see me over the back of everyone else. Pretty much, that'll pretty much do it. I mean, there were guys in the audition that weren't even ginger. It was bizarre. There was one guy I remember vividly. He had dark hair and sort of squinty little glasses, and I was like, "You're here for the wrong part, surely."
Probably, yeah. Well, great, you got the audition.
It was good. It was that, and then there was I think it was one day on set filming that, but I did get a trailer with my name on it. I don't know how. It was amazing because I was barely in the thing. But obviously, if you're done in costume and you're done in makeup and everything, they want you to be somewhere until you're called to do your piece, and they don't like you just standing around in the rain, which is usually what happens here in England. But I remember it was a pretty sunny day. Speaking of a sunny day, the funny part that you don't realise about that shot, because it's sepia, it's black and white, is they put us all into makeup and put sunburn all over us because we're all ginger in Egypt.
Yes.
I thought that was just such a great attention to detail. It's a shame you don't get that on the final copy.
Yeah, it's a shame, yeah. But very good, yeah, good idea. How much time did you spend with the other Weasley actors, and what do you think of them?
I got to do so the majority of the setup to the filming was done with stand-ins, because you don't want your principal actors standing around while they get the camera angles right, they get the heights right, and they position you so that you're not blocking anyone behind you and all of that. But once they were all on stage and we were all sorted, they're like, "Okay, stand-ins out. In come the principal actors," and it was so nice that the entire family could interact with each other. That was really quite something. So myself and one of the other actors, the chap who plays Charlie, we were stood with the stand-ins because we're not principal actors, we are background artists, and the stand is shuffled aside, and then we're still stood there. but we were given free range to figure out what actions that we were going to do as a family, so that they could create that looping picture. So we were told, let's try this, and let's do a point, and let's do a wave to camera, and let's muck about with scabbers, because Rupert had the animatronic model scabbers in his hand, so it was kind of moving and rotating and twitching, which was pretty weird, to be honest. But it was just great, so that I got to join in some jokes with Mark Williams. He's such a good comedian. I'd known him from television for years, so it was very surreal being stood next to these cinematic legends, Julie Walters and Mark Williams, and just being able to interact with them, having a chat whilst actually working alongside them. That was quite something.
Yes.
Who is your favorite Weasley?
Oh, it's got to be Mr. Weasley. There's something about the fact that he's constantly confused by things like turnstiles and telephones that really resonates with me.
Yes.
And as I said, Mark Williams is such a nice guy to meet with and speak to, as well as being a really good actor. So yeah, definitely Mr. Weasley.
Good election.
I wouldn't pick myself. Let's face it.
Yeah. Did you like Marion Fleur de la Cour?
Oh, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Clemence Posey, absolutely stunning. I'm just really sad that Mr. Gleeson got to do it instead of me.
Yes.
It would have been amazing to reprise the role in Deathly Hallows, and if they had wanted to put it into Order of the Phoenix as well, that would have been amazing. I did speak with Warner Brothers several times over the sort of year that followed wrapping on Azkaban, and said, look, I'm a student. I do amateur dramatics at university, or part of a drama society. I really enjoy being on stage. I'll do anything you want me to say to camera and all of that. And I'm probably cheaper than quite a lot of real actors. So if you fancy using me for it, go for it. And they said, yeah, we'll keep in touch. We'll think about it. It might not happen for the next film or whatever, but we'll keep your details. They never called. Oh, well.
Well, they might call you for Fantastic Beasts.
Oh, crikey. Only if I can understand what's going on. Maybe if I get a copy of the script, I'll know what's occurring. That'd be good.
Okay. Have you ever been to Egypt, or only Bill Weasley has been to Egypt?
Only Bill. I've never been. I've always wanted to go. I've always found it a fascinating history, a fascinating country. I've been to North America twice. I've been to North Africa twice, to Tunisia a couple of times, but so far removed from Egypt that it's chalk and cheese. But yeah, one day I would absolutely love to go to Egypt and take my family along.
Yes. Well, we want to go as well. See if one day we can go.
Amazing.
Are you in contact with another actors of Harry Potter?
Just the one. My on-screen brother, Charlie. Alex and I converse, occasionally over Twitter and Facebook. We have the odd chuckle. I wish him a happy birthday every year. Other than that, no. Everyone else didn't want to return my calls. Oh, it's just Warner Brothers, I guess.
Yeah, probably. No. Can you tell us about your next projects?
Sadly, what I'm working on currently, I can't talk about openly, as it is still kind of a secretive project. But it's what I work in mainly these days with the event industry is live immersive events. So I am a technology manager for virtual reality experiences that get built. So there'll be a new exciting VR experience here in the UK, and hopefully it will get to tour to Madrid of other places as well. So keep a lookout for it, 2022.
2022.
And I'll tell you what it is eventually. I'll let you know.
Right. And if it gets to Madrid, tell us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Spain?
I've been to the last few visits were to Barcelona. So I've been a couple of times. I've worked Mobile World Congress there, but the much better visit was I took my wife for our 10th wedding anniversary a few years ago. We'd always wanted to see the Sagrada Familia, so it was an absolute no-brainer. Surprised her and took her to Barcelona for 2 or 3 days. That was wonderful, so wonderful. Such a beautiful city. We're both massive Gaudi fans, so it was amazing seeing all of those sites, and especially the cathedral is just, it's crazy. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Absolutely stunning.
Well, in the future, you'll have to come to where we are, A Coruña.
Amazing. I'm there. You tell me when. Yep. We'll visit from Portugal.
Yes.
My wife is part Portuguese, so she's very well versed with the area south of Lisbon, and my children converse in Portuguese to each other, and I sit there going, yeah, de nada. Não sei. And that's, I can tell my kids off in Portuguese, that's about it.
And the last question, you met an astronaut of the Apollo 2. Can you tell us about your experience? Would you like to go to the moon?
He will be very upset if somebody has thought he was an Apollo-era astronaut, because Mike Massimino, the astronaut in question, is a shuttle-era astronaut. So he flew shuttle missions. He flew a few shuttle missions to work on the Hubble Space Telescope. An absolutely fascinating encounter. I mean, it's not every day that you get to say, yeah, I've met someone who's been into space. And he had some great stories. I remember one of the things that stuck with me the most was his description of, so you orbit Earth every 90 minutes in a shuttle or in the International Space Station as it is now. And every 90 minutes you get a sunset and a sunrise. So he was saying with the sunrise, you can feel it coming. You feel yourself heat up before you can see it. And I thought that's an incredible experience to be able to describe something like that. I was blown away by it. That was fantastic. I got to meet him in New York City, and show him the engineering that I was working on a moonwalking virtual reality experience. So he was there for the opening of that. And he's such a nice guy. Very tall. Like I'm 6'5". He was pretty much up to here on me, and he says that one of the questions he gets asked the most is, how on earth do you fit in a space shuttle? Like that, I would imagine. Pretty much like me walking into any house in England that's a couple of 100 years old. I'm instantly walking under doorways. So yeah, fascinating guy. Amazing to meet an astronaut. I've always been a huge fan of space and NASA and everything. So it was amazing to do that project alongside NASA and alongside Mike Massimino.
So if they ask you if you want to go to the moon, you'd say yes.
Oh, do I want to go to the moon? Well, it depends. Is there coffee on the moon? Is there decent bars on the moon? It does depend. I think I'll wait until they get a good base going, and then I'll go and visit. We'll take the kids. Yeah. We'll do a whole night out. That'd be amazing.
Whole family. Yeah.
Although again, they'll have to build a spacecraft I can fit into, because I'm not spending 2 days squashed into a box.
Yeah. We'll do a big one, don't worry.
Yeah. Something with a sunroof.
Well, that's all the questions. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I hope your viewers get a kick out of seeing me sweltering away in my outside office on an unusually hot day in England, which is fantastic. And
Yes.
thank you for inviting me. It's been interesting. This is my first ever Instagram live, so
wow.
you know, as thank you very much for initiating me.
We've done it very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and take care, all of you.
You're welcome. Take care. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.